Guys, Ryan Biddulph here, creator, owner, founder of bloggingfromparadise.com. You know, I do stuff for shits and giggles. Cursed, sorry, 18 plus, probably should have marked it. But I do stuff for fun these days. So I'm going to keep doing these live hangouts. And really, I'm not even inviting anybody. I'm just bringing people in. Maybe I'll start doing that. But I just felt like recording it because it's so much easier to record them. I can go long form and they upload automatically to YouTube, which I find is really brilliant. It'll help me get through a lot of bad internet connections. Now I'm back in New Jersey. I'm in lovely Red Bank in the Shore region of New Jersey. We've got John Bon Jovi, a couple communities over in Navesink. Jon Stewart here in town, Red Bank, class celebrities, very shishi center of town. So it's really fun to be in a beautiful community, very Tony, but also peaceful, quiet, and it's another house sit. We keep rocking out these house sits, Fiji, Bali, Red Bank, New Jersey, Costa Rica, turning down house sits left and right, Nicaragua, maybe not left and right. But guys, today I want to hop into, now that I've given you a little intro, my How to Blog series once again. The idea hit my noggin, penetrated my mind grapes, as Tracy Jordan of 30 Rock's fame would say. Recently, when my friend Brent Jones asked me, a little survey I was filling out, how do you charge, or what do you charge? Not so much what do you charge, but how do you charge for your blog services? And I know this is such a prickly issue with people, and I find it so fascinating because just the day before, you know that how I roll. Everything is synchronicity. Everything's connected. We're all together. There's an illusion of separateness, but it's just not the case. Just the day before, I was writing a post, and I'm probably going to put it on Zach Johnson's bloggingtips.com next week, explaining what to charge or how to charge for your products and services. Bloggers. One thing you have to understand, and that's why I'm creating this video. Most of you, and God, I've gone through this struggle, and I know bloggers are so well-meaning, they just want to match things up and get their product out there and develop a full-time business and help people. You guys have the biggest hearts. I understand that. But most bloggers, like most people in life really, especially most bloggers, when you're talking products and services, and I mean ebooks, audiobooks, paperbacks, blogging courses, freelance services, whether you're talking freelance writing or blog coaching, both of those I do. Not as much freelance writing these days, but for the right person. Is that you? Sponsored posts, affiliate marketing, whatever. Most people do the pricing bit, like what to charge, from a place of fear. It could be deeply held, terrified, piss in your pants fear. It could be a little more subtle fear, or it could be that in-between medio fear, if you will. If we're going to talk a little Espanol. If it even is Spanish, I'm not sure. But the deal is, dudes and dudettes, you're likely charging because you want to build a profitable, prospering business. That's okay. We're all entitled to do it. But the thing is, guys, and I'm going to have to remove the shirt. I'm actually starting to sweat now. Terminator. Last video, I know it hasn't got on my blog yet, but I actually received a pillow from my mother-in-law and a blanket. We do things spontaneous. It's like life. It's like life. Got a job with Cyberdyne Systems. People actually believe that I did work for Cyberdyne Systems. Guess they didn't realize that it's in the Terminator series, but I kept the joke running. You're probably going to be charging, if you're like most bloggers, in the beginning, or some even intermediate, or some veteran bloggers still struggling with this, from a place of lack. And it's basically the idea of, oh my God, I'm not good enough. I don't want to charge too much. Or just a general, I don't want to charge too much, because if I charge too much, people aren't going to buy in. They're not going to hire me. They're not going to buy my ebooks. They're not going to buy my audiobooks. They're not going to support my business, and I'll go broke. So what you do, and this is what a lot of people advise, and it's one of the biggest mistakes I see in the blogging world, and I suffered through this. I experienced this. They start bargain basement bottom when they're newbies. Example, charging $5 for a 600-word article. And I did it. I would write articles. I was writing articles for article bases where guys would send me $5 to $10. I think it was $5 an article for a 2,000-word article. And there's no real approval process, eventually it wrapped up because I guess people, he ran out of money probably. But this guy paid me, and I'm not blaming him. I mean, I signed up, I was going, oh yeah, $5, I could write 10 articles, 2,000. But some people want to freelance, serious freelancers, or tending to be serious as newbies, charging $5 an article, 600 words. And some of these people actually have been online for a little bit. Unless you're more in a developing country, perhaps India or Sri Lanka or Southeast Asia, you can get by on that. You get a couple clients a week or whatever, $5 a day, $3 a day. It can be done, but most folks, you're not gonna be able to get by on that. And not only that, even as a newbie, you're going to have to learn how to face, embrace, and release that fear. And it's scary, in the beginning, I know what it's like. But there's so many different fears. I'm not good enough. I don't have the skills. People will criticize me if I put out a product and they don't like it and they say it's overcharged. And I've had to deal with all these fears. It's a cops after me? No, that's not a fear. I've had to deal with this cocktail, this jambalaya. If you remember Justin Wilson, Southern cook, R.I.P., God rest his soul, he passed on a long time ago, big gut. And he talked about the jambalaya, Southern dish, New Orleans. Let's say it's a Cajun dish, Cajun style. And you put in all these different meats and vegetables, carbs or whatever, and all types of stuff that will give you a gut like Justin Wilson had. And it was prodigious gut, like he was carrying, pregnant. But it's a jambalaya of fears. Poor Cajun accent. Fear of criticism. If I charge, whatever I charge, people are going to say it's poor quality work for that dollar amount. And I'm going to lose my reputation, whatever that is. Lose your friggin' reputation. I talk about this in the Blogging Balls article. Please reread that or read it if you haven't checked it out on bloggingparadise.com. And sign up for my email list already at bloggingparadise.com. This stuff gets better and better. And pick up any one of my 142 products on Amazon, bloggingparadise.com products, Ryan Biddulph products. They're really, really good. And you remember, I'm a blog coach and a freelance writer too. So you make money, you tell people what you do. The fear of criticism, the fear of not being good enough. I'm not good enough. There's no value in what I do. I'm a newbie. I'm an intermediate blogger. I'm not quite a veteran. I'm not quite a newbie. I'm in between. Or even if you're a vet, but you just think, you know what? I've been online for so long. I haven't charged yet. I haven't built my name up. I could really go, if I was an octopus with 8 arms or Krishna, I'm trying to think, the Indian goddess with all the arms. It can go on forever. It's just so many different fears that paralyze the average blogger, that make them run around like a puppy with a tail between its legs, or a submissive dog and so afraid. What to charge? What do you charge? There are no hard and fast numbers, but the first thing you have to do is embrace all those fears. And like I said, I don't know percentage-wise, but you're talking 99% of bloggers online are charging what they charge from a fear-based model. And some of these folks are actually really successful. Nothing wrong with that. You can go that route. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's that honesty factor of, well, first you want to start really low and scale your way up, because if you charge a decent amount in the beginning, if you have skills, you don't have skills, doesn't matter. You just got to start low. What you're going to do is you're going to gain confidence in yourself. And then eventually what will happen is you could really work it up and then make the big money, quote unquote, whatever that means. But you know what I mean, just scaling your way up. That model is okay, but it's still based in the fear 99.9% of the time that in the beginning, if you charge too much, like if you start writing articles, 600-word articles, I was charging $5, then 25, then 15, then I find myself, If you start off in the beginning charging as a newbie with no experience or with a little bit of experience, $75 for a 600-word article or $100 for a 600-word article, there's the fear that you will scare off people who don't have the money for it. There's the fear that you will not be up to the task. There's the fear that, God knows, 500 other fears. And it's all fear-based. Now, if you've never written an article before, do I suggest that you charge 100 words or $100 for a 600-word article? Probably not. But the good thing is, if you start at like $40, $50, you'll be led directly out of your comfort zone into your uncomfortable zone, and you'll see all the fears that prevent you from making money. And that's all that happens when you charge above your pay grade. Literally, there's a little bit of lag, and then the pay grade catches up very quickly when you address those fears, and you'll start making that money. You'll start hiring. Clients will start hiring you. They'll start raking in that cash, and it's such a different process, a different thought process to taking this tact to building, your products and services space, to building your business, what to charge. It's going to vary from person to person, from industry to industry, which is a simple two-step process that I use. And I haven't used it in the past, and I suffered because of it, and I use it now. Number one, don't shop around. Just scout around. Essay. Essay could be good for a freelancer to use that little acronym. Essay, shop around. What I basically mean is check like 5, 10, 15, 20 sites from folks in your specific niche. For someone like me, say if I'm looking at blog coaching, I'll look at people who are in the blogging niche or for blog coaching services. And not all of them put their rates out there, but through a little bit of due diligence, you'll see the rates. You'll see, say somebody writes a blog post or a blog review, text review, say doing a one-off, and they charge $300 or $400 for, they say word count 2,000, 3,000 words, or if they just say I just do a really comprehensive thorough review, top to bottom, they write like their review and they charge $300, say. And that's just like a one-off. Blog coaching, nothing on the phone or whatever. You shop around, you kind of get a feel for what these folks are charging. And then based on the basic idea that as awesome as we are, and we're awesome, we're really, really awesome folks, we're still very human. Most people are going to do this from a fear-based place because they're doing it in mind. They're not doing it with the idea that they're whole and complete, that they're just having fun and outsourcing to the universe, that the universe handles all of their needs, that it handles the money side of things. And that's okay. It's not a criticism. I fall back into that monkey mind. My hair looks so much better when I brush it to the side, I think. I want to go with the Pat Bateman, but different Google Hangout. So many people operate, and bloggers operate from that space. What you're going to do after doing that scouting homework, you're going to scout around. You kind of get a ballpark figure. Okay, 300, 200, 250. One guy said 100. One guy 45. One guy says he'll do it for free. He doesn't want to take any money. Another person, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So you kind of get a feel, okay, people are charging $200 to $300 for this. That's the going rate. There's no competition. Everything is open. Opportunities open up every split second. We live in abundance. We're all one. So that's not your competition. Those are people who are kind of doing what you're doing in an unlimited, abundant universe. Very different than competition. Total bullshit. More monkey mind, ego, limit, and lack type of thought. So you got that down. Say $300. That's what they're charging for a one-off. That's the scout around. The number 2, overcharge. And I love using that word because it brings up such an uncomfortable feeling. I have very much fun with myself and with other people using words that bring up feelings of fear, of lack, of limitation, of anger, of annoyance, the lower energies. And a lot of people, when they hear overcharge, they think right away, oh my God, I'll never make money with it. Lack and limitation, that's on you, your fault. It's okay, I do it too. Nobody's gonna pay. They can get a better deal down the road. Your fault, you're thinking lack and limitation. Is this a comfortable process? It's fun, and then it's also mind-blowing and mind-racking and agitating, because you're going to have to face all your demons. You're going to have to face, I'm not good enough, or I am good enough, but I'm not as good as Ryan Bidoff or Darren Rose or Jeff Goins or whoever. If you're talking travel bloggers, Mapping Megan, Nomadic Matt, I'm not better than them. They have all these followers. They've made all this money. I can't charge more than what they're charging, or even the same. Now, this approach applies the scout around and the it's going to come to my mind. Overcharge, there we go. Overcharge. SAO? Yeah, SAO. Intermediate level and veteran blockers, and it's just automatic. Because what you do by doing that, you send out a loud, clear signal to everybody around you that you're worth it. And then when you get beyond the monkey mind and you start saying, I'm worth it, you move into that space of, when I align with people, I'm just having fun. And you know, these are the fundamentals. You gotta fall in love with your job. You have to fall in love with your blog. If not, you're in the wrong niche. But when you're having fun, you're gonna trust. And when you're trusting in the universe to handle the money side of things, it's done. You could charge whatever. You could charge $1,000 if everybody else is charging 300, and people will sign up for it, because it's not the people in your monkey mind. It's people buying, hiring. But in the grand scheme of everything, we're all one. You have fun. You outsource the money to the universe. And guess what? The universe will act through people, but it's all him. You're trusting, and handles the money side of things. It's a complete surrender. So that's for intermediate level and pro level bloggers or veteran bloggers, whether you're struggling financially or you're not struggling financially. You want to go a little above. Okay. And the reason why, it forces you to address, face, embrace, release all your fears that have driven your pricing campaign to the point. There's not enough money to go around. There's not, these are all bullshit. They're all total bullshit. They don't exist. They're fears, they're illusions. Once you let them go and just realize, man, I'm so good at what I do and I'm having so much fun and I trust so much, and I'm aligning with all these awesome people who love what I do, you'll find that the people will pay you that money. It'll come through them. It's the universe, but people will pay. They will. Because they see the benefit, they see the light, they have to do it. It's like a universal certainty. It's like the sun rising in the morning every day. It's going to happen. Well, the same force that drives that sun and the moon and nature, and animal, all that life force, call it whatever you want, I call it the universe, it handles the money side of things. Through others, through you. It's pretty awesome, but it handles it. But you're not going to tune into that force and just work and co-create with it and have so much fun with it, play with it, unless you address, money-wise, really letting it in, address these fears and going a little above what other people are doing. It's going to help you see, I'm not good enough. I have to work harder. I have to create more value, more. I'm going to be criticized. People are going to be like, why would I hire this guy when I can hire that guy who's more well-known, less money? You got to address that stuff and write them down on a piece of paper, all your fears, all your limiting beliefs. Do it over a tub. This is from Fire Marshal Bill, over a sink, if I could say that right. Write down all those fears, over a sink, over a tub, light it on fire and burn it. Very cathartic practice for saying, you know what, F you, limiting beliefs around money, goodbye. So that's intermediate and pro level bloggers. Beginner level bloggers. That may be a little bit much of a quantum leap for you. I understand you have no experience. So here's two things you could do. If you really have a set of balls, real cojones, some stones, you'll go right at that level, charge that rate, and start learning from day one. Because the people that change the world, they hit the freaking ground running. Again, you don't got to do that. I didn't do that. I'm just saying I had no balls in the beginning. I had I actually had some balls. Well, metaphorically, guys. But, well, let's not get into that. That's a different hangout and a different niche. But as someone who started out charging nothing for the longest time, offered no business, I don't want to make money or whatever, and $5 and charging coaching, $20 a session for an hour. It's nuts, man. It's nuts what I did in the beginning. As a beginning blogger, from the first day you blog, start charging, build products and services, put the page on your blog, and start charging something. Because what you want to do is form the habit of charging for what you do, because you want to give people the chance to send you money in appreciation. Sometimes people are going to hit a share button. They're just going to read something that's free. And other times they're going to hit a buy button. All that money stuff, all that charge stuff that you have, and emotionally charged, really negative stuff, they won't buy it, and that I have zero experience. That's an absolute load of bunk. Of course, you have to establish the products and services. First step, start. What do I love doing? What's really fun? Well, it seems like writing. Boom, get that freelance page up. Just hit the ground running. Of course, as you're doing this stuff, you want to have fun. It's not coming from a place of force, but sometimes you're going to be afraid. You're going to be scared as you're having fun, as you have that exciting idea. Roll with it. Have fun with it. Have fun. Oh my God, I'm scared. But this Ryan guy who travels all over the world, lives in Fiji and Bali for years at a time, months or years, really. When you look at Bali, over there over a year. There's going to be that terror. But when you see guys like me doing it, and you're like, well, he lives a life that very few people on earth live. And if he's saying, have fun and roll with it and, hit the ground running, then maybe there's some merit there, especially if there's a part of me it's so exciting to do what he does and to get this advice, but then again, it's so terrifying. That's it. That's where the money is. That's where the freedom is. That's where your dreams are. And a lot of folks are going to say to scale. And as a newbie, newbie bloggers, what to charge, you're going to scale. This is how you charge. You're going to scale up somewhat. Unless you're insane. You just jump right in and, maybe you don't advise that, but maybe so. Because you'll see where all your fears are. It's almost like a lag. Like when you charge that higher level, or even from the beginning when you charge anything, and I mean right off the bat, product, services, boom, let's start working our way up. I'm going to write a 600-word article. I've done a little research. I know going rate, people are struggle. Newbies start doing $5, $10, $15, $25 an article, and the pros are doing 65. So I'm going to start at 40 or 100. The pros are doing 100 and 150 or 2. Ooh, what am I going to do? Well, I'm new to this. Let's start at 60. And then boom, that's it. And then you're going to start writing. And you're going to find, as you get clearer and clearer, that you're going to be able to prosper so much more quickly than the guys charging $5 an article. It's all an energy thing. That's what it is. Now, there's no set number, but as a newbie, and I've seen so many bloggers over the years, read tens of thousands of blogs I've been exposed to, I've read, you got to believe one of the biggest struggles I see people running into is from day one, they don't treat their blog as a business, not from a serious thing, but they don't put anything on their blog that's related to money. Advertising, products, services, ebooks, audiobooks, audio course, they haven't created this because they're newbies. That's okay. Before you become a blogger. Once you become a blogger, you start with that. Not because you need to make money, because you need to become comfortable with making money. And there are folks, they're in their years into their career. Maybe they hold full-time jobs. They're just struggling like hell online. They're living, in squalor, unfortunately. Been there. But that don't charge from the beginning. And then years down the road, they feel so funny about the money thing. They feel funny about money. And they're thinking, what the heck am I can't do this. My readers are going to complain. And then people will complain. Universe will give you that great clarity. Cheapies will come along who want all freebies and they'll complain about your ads. And, why are you always worried about money? Or why do you put an ad on your blog or something? Why are you focusing on it? I think you focus too heavy on that. And then they'll bring up the feelings in you. But if you never move into that region, that area of charging as a newbie for a day, for a week, you're going to develop a real big mental block related completely to your net worth, your worth in general, just so many fears around the fear of criticism and the fear of not being good enough and, am I a pro? Can I charge? That stuff's just going to grow stronger and stronger, and you'll find yourself months and years down the road and thinking, oh my God, I don't want to charge. I've done everything for free. I just want to help folks. I don't deserve it. You deserve to be a billionaire. Everybody does. We live in abundance. It's a form of insanity. So from day one, newbies, charge. Articles, $40, $50 an article, 600 words. Boom. You have no skills, start on it. Start that right now. Of course, you want to have fun doing it. That's the real fundamental. You gotta love writing articles. You gotta love, I really like to help people. So then you start learning. But what happens is you set the price, then there's a lag. And the skills are gonna lag behind it. It doesn't work in the other way. It doesn't. It's all an illusion because you think, I'm good enough now. I know my stuff. I can charge. It's reversed. And it's this reverse level of thinking that's helped me to live a life that as few people live. I mean, living in Fiji for 4 months? What are you, insane? Like, really? Who's the last person, I've been to Fiji? That in and of itself. We lived there for 4 months. We lived in Bali for over a year. Thailand for over a year. We just had a 6-month house sit in Bali last year. 6-month trip. Who does that? Oh yeah, I just spent 6, not a week. But it's this lag, this reverse thinking where you're more in the moment and you're just vibing higher and higher. Guys, overcharge. You're gonna do a little scouting. If you're a newbie, you're gonna charge from day one and you're gonna really scale up quickly because your skills lag the price. Veterans, go to your friends who do what you do. Scout around, get some figures. I don't know, 10, 15 sites, get a ballpark figure. Oh, they're charging $100, $150 for coaching services. Great, for an hour on Skype, $200. What you do, you give people the value. Your skills are there already. If they're not quite there in your mind, create that lag that will inspire you to have fun and be like, what else can I learn about this? Not that I need to become valuable because, to earn that money, because the universe is always looking out for me. It always trusts, always supports me. I'm just having fun. I'm outsourcing that. But maybe there's some aspects about my business, about my freelance writing business, or about my coaching business that I can learn. And there's that lag that it doesn't put pressure on you. What it does is it just enlightens you, it inspires you, it expands your awareness, and then you let in the ideas, people, and circumstances to keep growing that thriving, prospering business. And it's going to allow the people in. This is such a different frame of mind, a thought process that few bloggers follow along those lines, but it works because you're going to really move into higher echelons. You're going to become more and more prospering. And more than anything, when you're doing that bit with the overcharge, you're going to realize, wait a second, I'm using the word, but there's no such thing. Because if people see the immense value in what I do, first I'm trusting in the universe, but people see the value, they're like, wow, I'm paying, so now I'm really going to put my energy into this, and they're going to be like, man, look at the life that guy lives. Or if you're a newbie, wow, look at, they're on a blog, they run a blog, that's cool, I want a blog. Because a lot of people, when they're newbies, they think, oh, I have nothing to offer. But the blog you bought your domain and hosting for, you better buy that domain and hosting. There are hundreds of millions, well, let's say at least tens of millions of people in the world who you're so advanced, you're so beyond blogging wise, not in any other realm, we're all one, but you're an expert the second you bought your domain and hosting. And there's so many people who have no idea that the online world exists business wise, blogging wise, or maybe they have an idea. People are coming online and are learning this stuff, so you're an expert to them. There's a certain pecking order, even though we are all one, that you have to be aware of. So you could start charging from day one, and you need to do it. It's fun. You'll learn along the way. So guys, I can go on for hours, and I would, and I know you're loving this, but I'm going to wrap it up. Basic idea, guys. Scout around people in your niche doing what you're doing, get a ballpark figure, and go a little above that or a decent amount above that. That overcharging is not really overcharging. It's just you finding clarity in what you do. You're being an absolute kick-ass blogger by doing this, because you're going to find when you go a little above, you're going to uncover all the fears that you'll be able to face, embrace, and release to help you make that money, to help you sign those clients. It's a wonderful mechanism for just testing the waters, moving out of your comfort zone. And you're going to be like, if people sign up and they buy your ebooks, and hey, wait a second, I think I've been doing this for the longest time. And either you move it up a little higher, or you'll just cool where you're at for now, but you'll be building a thriving, prospering business. Newbies, charge from day one, whatever it is. You can really make a quantum leap if you want, and just let those skills, develop fast, and you're going to dive into having fun, and you're going to energetically trust and align and all that good stuff. But even if you don't make a quantum leap in the beginning, charge, write an ebook. I love writing. I'm going to write a book. Let me learn how to do that. Okay, everybody's charging 55 cents, 99 cents. I'll charge $4. Well, I'm a newbie. What am I worth? Why do people Write it down on a piece of paper. All that stuff has to go. And then when you clear it, when you do that ceremonial burning, what's going to happen is you're going to let in the ideas, people, and circumstances to create that content, to buy your books. If you're a newbie, it's all an energy game. That's what this ultimately comes down to. It's not a numbers game. You charge this level. It doesn't happen that way. It's an energy game. That's why people win hundreds of millions of dollars in these lotteries, and the ones that hold on to it, they were aligned with it. Or, you know, these people's businesses take off in days or weeks or months. They're lucky. It's bullshit. It's energy. Their energy is aligned. It just helps you align, helps you clear out the crap. And again, numbers mean nothing per se. It's just things on a screen. It's the invisible why and the visible what, the feeling, the freedom, the fun, the appreciation for what you're doing. But these practices, they'll help you get rid of the idea of what you're charging. I'm using the word, but you're just going to realize, it's just a number, and people see value in it. And more than that, I trust in the universe, but they'll pay for it. And there are folks, if they have $500 and you charge $250 for your coaching services for an hour, they'll put it down there because the universe acts through them, and they'll have their fortune, their net worth, and they'll have $250 left, but they see the value in it and they believe in you. But you have to believe in yourself and be clear and have fun and trust in the universe for the universe to act through them. See how it works? See that lag? Guys, that's it. bloggingparadise.com. Sign up for my email list. I have 142 products now on Amazon, 124 ebooks. My latest one, Blogging Paradise and Pictures, really inspired read. They're so helpful. They're practical tips laden. They will help you retire to a life of island hopping through smart blogging, as I've been doing for 5 years now, traveling all over the world. I also have audiobooks on Audible or on Amazon as well, so pick those up. And I offer a kick-ass blogging audio course. I had so much fun creating it. And a free bonus audio course. The first audio course is the 11 Fundamentals of Successful Blogging. I talk about how to build a successful blog from the inside out. So you can build a profitable, prospering, full-time income earning blog. So you can blog from Fiji and Bali and Costa Rica and Thailand, all these places. If this sounds amazing to you, friggin' pick up the course. You're gonna love it. I also added a free audio course. I believe it's 10 common questions, frequent questions, beginner bloggers, just questions that I get, maybe pros too, but questions I get all the time that I wanted to address. And I tossed that bonus audio course in there. It's almost longer than the first course. So it's just so much fun, this stuff. There's so much value in it. I talk about how to do it from the inside out, the practical tips, what I do, and how do you create these videos? How do you live this life? Pick up the course, listen to it, buy it. It's so much fun, and share it with all your buddies, because it's just starting to really take the world by storm. And I think it's got a very different tact. You've never had a blogging audio course like that, only because I'm doing it so deeply from the inside out. You know, a lot of folks do the practical tips, which are so fun and helpful, and they're part of the game, but I'm doing the inner tips practically to help you align and have fun and trust and all that stuff. And then I add the outer practical tips. And you need that inner world. You got to clear that, have fun and trust to really make things pop. Guys, that's it for today. Of course, you can find that audio course on my blog. Have it to the side. I love you all. Please share this live hangout. It'll be taped by the time you see it. And all your social networks. I love you. I appreciate you. Until next time, enjoy paradise.